Right then, hopefully by the end of this video you may see the Isaan people in a completely different way. Not as smiles in a brochure, but as battle-hardened strategists who have turned a single phrase into a nuclear bunker for the soul. Welcome to rural Isaan. I am Peter. I am 76. I have been here 11 years and I am about to ruin Mai Pen Rai for you forever. You think it means never mind. The tourist boards have sold it as Thai chill, a floating market of emotional serenity. Bollocks. I'm about to ask you a question early on and I will not answer it until the end. You ready? Here it is. Why does a farmer whose only buffalo just drowned smile and say, "Mai Pen Rai," while a tourist screams for a manager over warm Sprite? Stick around, because the answer involves systematic collapse, generational trauma, and the most sophisticated psychological weapon you have never heard of. Besides, no, I am not being dramatic. I am being English. Let me paint you a picture. Okay, before I do that, a quick disclaimer before we roll. This is just a story, stitched together from my own experiences and observations. It is not a diary entry, and it is definitely not about anyone else. Besides, yes, this is my actual voice. No AI impersonations here. The visuals, though, guilty as charged. They are AI generated. Alright, now that the robots are happy and the algorithms will not get grumpy, let us jump back into the video. Right then, picture this. You have seen the Instagram reels. A golden sunset over paddy fields, a young Thai woman with jasmine in her hair stirring a pot of somtam, a caption in loopy font. In Thailand we may say Mai Pen Rai. It means no worries. Mate, no. That is like saying a fire extinguisher means fun foam party. So, what is Mai Pen Rai really? Direct translation, it is nothing or don't mind. Sounds harmless, right? Like a shrug emoji. However, here in Isaan, the dry, dusty, flood-prone, debt-soaked northeastern region that Bangkok likes to pretend is just a charming reservoir of cheap labour and spicy papaya salad. That phrase is armour. It is a shock absorber. Besides, it is, I swear to you, a form of calculated cynicism, so refined that Epictetus would tip his toga. Let us strip away the tourist facade. Imagine a farmer. Let us call him Somchai. Somchai planted his rice in May, as his father did, as his grandfather. The rain came late, 2 weeks. Then it came all at once as if God upended a bucket. Half his crop drowned, the other half got fungus. He has 40,000 baht in debt from last year's tractor repair. His wife's mother needs dialysis. You say to Somchai, "That's terrible." Somchai says, "Mai Pen Rai." You think he is in denial. You think he is passive. You think he has been brainwashed by Buddhist non-attachment into a kind of vegetable acceptance. No, 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 no. What Somchai is doing is conserving psychological ammunition. Because if he actually felt the full weight of that catastrophe, he would curl up in a ball and stop eating. There is no crop insurance here. There is no government bailout arriving by helicopter. There is no therapy coach behind the watt. There is only the next sunrise and the next meal and the absolute brutal requirement to keep moving. Mai Pen Rai is not a feeling. It has a strategy. Do you remember my question? Why does the farmer smile while the tourist melts down? Here is your first twist. I once saw an Australian backpacker, not tourist, which is a whole other species, have a meltdown in Udon Thani because his 7-Eleven toasties were microwaved for 3 seconds too long. He yelled, he demanded a refund. He used the word unacceptable. 3 Thai staff just blinked at him. Then one teenage girl said, "Mai Pen Rai, sir," and handed him new toasties. He stormed out. I followed him outside and said, "You know they hate you now." He said, "They don't care. They say Mai Pen Rai." I just laughed because I have been here long enough to know they do care. They care deeply. However, they have learned that giving your anger to an angry foreigner is like throwing petrol on a campfire. So they deploy the phrase not as submission, but as a shield wall. That teenage girl, her family's buffalo had drowned 2 weeks earlier. She was working a double shift to pay for the replacement, and she still said Mai Pen Rai to the man shouting about bread. That is not laziness. That is passivity. That is tactical emotional regulation, so advanced it belongs in a special forces manual. Let us get architectural for a minute. Every village in Isaan runs on a hidden operating system. Call it OS Mai Pen Rai. Its core function is to prevent cascading social collapse. Here is how it works. Crop fails. Farmer cannot pay back neighbour's loan. Neighbour needs money for kids' school fees. Under Western logic, neighbour gets angry, sues, feud starts, village splits, chaos. Under Isaan logic, farmer says Mai Pen Rai to neighbour. Neighbour whose father taught him the same phrase says Mai Pen Rai back. That does not mean the debt disappears. It means the public shame disappears. The problem is move from the emotional realm to the practical realm. They will solve it quietly over rice whiskey without anyone losing face or filing a police report. This is not repression. This is a release valve. If every injustice in Isaan triggered a full emotional explosion, the entire region would be a crater within a week. The monsoon alone would have broken them centuries ago, so they built a linguistic shock absorber. Mai Pen Rai is the rubber bushing between chaos and sanity, and it works. Now, here is where the grumpy old man in me gets generally impressed and a little bitter. Because I grew up in 1970s Birmingham, where the response to hardship was usually a fist or a bitter joke. Nevertheless, Isaan has turned nonchalance into a weapon. Let me explain. Systematic failures happen here constantly. Electricity flickers off for 4 hours in a 38-degree heat. The water truck does not come. The government promises a dam and then cancels it. A bus driver takes a bribe to overload the vehicle. A loan shark shows up with baseball bats. What can you do? Fight? Die? Run? Lose your land? Call the police? Half the time the police are the loan sharks. So the only remaining move is to deny the chaos, the satisfaction of your reaction. That is the sophisticated bit. Mai Pen Rai said to a corrupt official, "It's not acceptance, it is a power play." It says, "You cannot hurt me emotionally because I've already decided you are not worth the chemical cost of Costello." It is a weaponized indifference. Besides, it is devastatingly effective because it robs the oppressor of the one thing they want, your visible suffering. I've seen an old woman say Mai Pen Rai to a police officer who just confiscated her illegal noodle cart. She smiled, he got confused, then he left. She rebuilt the cart out of scrap wood the next day. That is not passive. That is guerrilla stoicism. Where does this come from? It is not Buddhism, Buddhism gave it a nice frame, sure. However, the roots are in the soil, the thin, sandy, unforgiving soil of the Karat Plateau. For centuries, Isan was the neglected cousin of Siam, the region they sent the exiles to, the region that got the droughts while Bangkok got the canals. Your grandparents survived the Mekong floods. Your parents survived the Vietnam War bombing campaigns, the secret American and very messy war. You survived the 1997 financial crash that made your rice worth less than plastic bags. Each generation handed down the same oral curriculum. Do not cling to the way things should be. Look at what is, then adapt. Then say, Mai Pen Rai, and carry the goddamn water. However, here is the modern twist. I see young Isan kids today, 19, 20-year-olds, working in Bangkok's Sky train stations, 7-Elevens or delivery apps. They have smartphones. They see TikTok influencers crying over a broken now. They see the global culture of emotional maximalists. Besides, they are caught between two worlds. One grandmother says, Mai Pen Rai, don't complain. One gig economy says, rate your delivery 5 stars or I don't eat. So what do? They do not abandon Mai Pen Rai, they upgrade it. It becomes a firewall. They work 12-hour shifts, get yelled at by tourists, send money home, then sit on a plastic chair at 11 p.m. and say, Mai Pen Rai into the night air. Not as a surrender, but as a mental health triage. It is the only thing keeping them from breakdown. Let us synthesize, because I promise you a strong ending and I do not break promises. Mai Pen Rai is not laziness. It is not the absence of ambition. It is not a cute catchphrase for a yoga retreat. Mai Pen Rai is a gritty, active, daily choice to continue functioning in a system that offers no safety net, no guaranteed outcome, and no apology for its randomness. It is the equivalent of a fighter spitting out blood, winking at the crowd and raising their gloves again, not because they are not hurt, but because showing the hurt gives the opponent an opening. The tourist sees contentment. The anthropologist sees resilience. The farmer sees Tuesday. Now, do you remember my question? Why does the farmer whose buffalo drowns smile while the tourist screams about a warm Sprite? Here is the answer. The tourist screams because he has been sold a world that owes him convenience. The farmer smiles because they have been handed a world that owes them nothing, and they have decided to owe it nothing in return. That smile is not happiness. It is victory. They have outlasted the chaos again. Besides, they have done it without burning a single calorie on rage. That, my friend, is sophisticated. That is hard won. Besides, that is why, after 11 years here, I still do not fully understand Isan, but I respect the hell out of it. Therefore, here is my call to action, and yes, I hate that phrase too, but apparently YouTubers have to beg. Share your own Mai Pen Rai moments in the comments. Something went wrong, properly wrong, and you said never mind, even though you wanted to scream. I will pin the best one. Extra points if it involves livestock or government incompetence. Furthermore, if you are ever in Isan and you hear an old Englishman grumbling about the heat while sipping Lao Khao at 9 a.m. that might be me. Do not say hello, just nod and whisper, Mai Pen Rai. I would nod back because we will both know what it really means. Now, I'm going to fix my water pump. It has been broken for 3 weeks. My wife said, Mai Pen Rai, when I told her. I think I prefer the backpacking tourists now. Get out of here. Bye-bye.